Hello everybody, my name is Bob, and this is episode number 4 of KSP Career Mode with Bob. Now, I had actually intended to do a Journey into Space episode right about now. I had an idea in store. Unfortunately, we're now in shiny new 0.24.2, and I have mods that I would rely on for that mission that don't work yet. With KSP, Kethane in particular. Basically, the mission I was planning on doing in Journey into Space depended on Kethane, just like the last episode. Kethane didn't work. The Kethane converters didn't work, and so I couldn't continue that mission. And I cannot continue with the next mission I had in mind for that until Kethane works again. So hoping that Major and all the gang who are responsible for Kethane, that they can. I mean, I understand that there's a lot of updates and a lot of changes. Hoping that they can get Kethane up and running again soon, because it is a very cool mod, and it's one that I rely on in Journey into Space quite a great deal. So we're switching back to career mode for right now. And our next big mission in career mode is going to Minmus. However, what I don't have yet is I don't have fuel lines, and I would very much like fuel lines for the mission to Minmus. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm just going to do a quick science mission. I'm going to go to the Mun, get in polar orbit, collect however much science I can get from polar orbit, and bring the ship back this time. And hopefully we shall be able to get some science back, and we're going to need about 80-something science to get the fuel lines. So hopefully that will be possible. Hopefully that will be possible. What do we have here? Munar orbital science. Science. Okay, this is a variant of the Mun rocket that I sent up with Jebediah. Difference is, even though this has landing legs, that's not for landing on the Mun. That's for landing on Kerbin. So I'll shoot this thing into orbit, into a polar orbit, cover as many different biomes from orbit as I can, doing EVAs and sending out the science. And I've got a bunch of solar panels and batteries to help me transmit the science, because the science does not travel through tubes. It must be transmitted. Unlike the internet, which is a series of tubes. So we'll get the science going on with this guy and get him back. And then hopefully we'll have the fuel lines that we can continue on to Minmus. So let's get started. Okay, I added a few extra solid rockets on the first stage to help boost it up a little bit better, because we got probably a slightly heavier spacecraft this time around. So let's actually go 2/3 throttle. That'll be for when the second stage kicks in. We will go SAS on. In 3, 2, 1, go. We're going to try to go ahead and tilt a little bit over on the 90-degree axis, because otherwise this thing gets going fast and it will be impossible to control, which it in fact is now, so fuck it. Let's get back on more of a... Oh, come on. Alright, we're getting there. Doesn't want to tilt. Let's go out of control, in fact. That's pretty much what the deal is. don't know how well this is going to do. I think we're okay. Despite the very iffy initial conditions. Normally I may be worried about correcting this orbit, but I'm going to go for a polar orbit anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, that actually, all that gyrating around cost us something. We're not getting quite as far along as I would have hoped. I think we'll probably still make it, but I'll have to cut into the next stage a little bit. Yep, let's cut into the next stage a little bit. Oh. Yeah, that launch was not ideal. Too much losing of control. That's okay. I've built in a certain amount of leeway on this vehicle, so I think we probably should be okay. You may. Come on. Get your ass up here. I probably have enough on this stage to get me to the Mun, in which case we're perfectly in okay condition. Seeing as how we don't have to do the lunar descent thing, we just have to get there and do some science and get home. Okay, well, this may take a minute. Okay, off we go. There we go. Now we may even have enough left over to break in this stage. Does it show that I'm having an encounter? There we go. Yeah, that's good enough right now. Not good enough. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to get a little science from an EVA. Well, I'm doubtful that it's gonna do much, but hey, it doesn't hurt. EVA report. Very little science. Go ahead and keep it. Pop back in. Do a crew report. Keep it. Go ahead and let's get this ship transmitted. Transmit that. Every little bit helps. Okay. Alright, we'll warp on in. Okay, orbital maneuvering to get me into a polar orbit. Fortunately, this will take a not insignificant amount of fuel. See if I can find where the blue thing is. There we go. Come on. I'll probably have to dip into the main spacecraft fuel to get myself braked into orbit. Good enough. Okay, gonna break into orbit. My fuel in this stage might just barely hold me until I get this ship into orbit. Okay, good enough. Once we can get where we can see something, we'll do some science. Actually, we'll do some science now. Got something. Moon's Midlands, okay. Basically, I'm going to try to do an EVA report over each of the biomes of the Mun, and hopefully I can get the 80 science I need to get fuel lines. And this part may be a little tedious, so I may skip a lot of it. Okay, I've already taken a few EVA reports. I'm going to go ahead and expose the material science bay right now. Let's see. Let's keep the beta. Let's see if we're going over any kind of worthwhile topography. Not yet. Okay, we just lost the rest of fuel in this to do a orbital altitude change. So let's go ahead and jettison that. Climbing up to a bit of a higher altitude so I can time compress better. Good enough. Okay, that's good to know. At this altitude, you don't get biome reports. You get reports. It just says EVA high over the moon. So I guess I have to come back down if I want to actually get reports from each biome. But I have 132 science, so I'm not sure how much longer I'll do this. I may call it quits here very shortly. Okay, I've now recorded twice as much science as I actually came here for. Probably should have helped me unlock at least another science nodule in addition to fuel lines. So let's go ahead and be thinking about getting the heck out of here. Getting this spaceman back home and safe. Because I'm in polar orbit, it's a little bit iffy. Not very iffy, but a little bit iffy. Well, that's a fairly sloppy orbit, but it is an orbit. Not that keen on it. Let me work on it. Okay, it almost would be easier for me to get to Minmus than back to Kerbin, but we're going to leave that for the next mission. Just get this guy back, get the data back, bask in the glory of all that science. Apparently where you splash down matters as far as recovering parts. I'm not going to worry about that much this time around. Of course, it'd be nice if we got it back to the Kerbal Space Center, but I'm really kind of heading for a direct approach here. I have enough fuel to get back in orbit around a low orbit around Kerbin if I wish to. Okay, let's go ahead and go. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to air brake into Kerbin's orbit and then try to land next to the Space Center. Just because one main thing is because I've got awful lot of fuel left. I don't really want to land with that fuel on. Here we go. We'll be air braking into a Kerbin sunrise. Whoa, all of a sudden. Okay. I have not consulted the air braking calculator for this, so it's sort of seat of my pants. If we wind up doing a splashdown, that's all, or a landing, that's all well and good. Doesn't really matter. That's a big old mountain. Come on. There's some big mountains over here. Okay, we should be having atmospheric heating effects fairly soon. Hopefully I've guesstimated the air braking altitude right. Although my guesstimate was based on coming back from interplanetary velocity, so this might actually be too much. Nah, we'll be fine. No worries, man. Okay, we've achieved orbit and we're about to approach the Kerbal Space Center. Oh. Okay, let's transfer a little fuel. Transfer a little fuel. Oh, sorry. Right. Transfer a little fuel, please. Oh, damn it. Okay, that's empty. Transfer some fuel from here. The right-click menus are getting a little wacky. Get a little wacky. Come on, come on. Hello? Transfer fuel, fucktard. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a little bit more braking. So I would actually like to land on land rather than, say, the water. But I don't really want to land too far inland. Let's see. Gonna kill that. Shut up, damn it. That should be enough. I hope I'll be landing on the land, not the water. I think I will be. The right-click menus are getting there are problems with. I don't know whether it could be a problem with my system, I suppose. But my fucking mouse, god damn it. Or it could be a problem with KSP, which, given some of the bugs in this version, I would not be that surprised. I don't notice finding it difficult to right-click on other things, but who knows. Okay. Yeah, this may take a while. Little maneuvers. Little maneuvers. Trying to get me close to the space center. Alright. That should work out pretty nicely. Oh, I was focusing on that, not the space center. Okay, well, whatever. Still close. Close enough. Close enough for government work. That ground is coming up awful fast. Let's go ahead and deploy. Deploy, please. Ground! Ground! Okay, well that speed shouldn't be any problem to land intact. And I'm relatively close to the Space Center. I may just give it a little bit of gas right before we... Yeah, we landed intact. Alright, recover the vessel. Alright, material study. That was 75 science by itself. Nice. Recovery of a vessel returned from orbit around the Mun. Was 16 science. For a grand total of 281 science. Got some parts back, that's good. And got the crew back, that's always a plus. Alright. Now the first thing we need is, and need desperately, is the fuel lines. Which are here. Let's get it. It gives me big old engines. Oh, as far as all these mod parts, I'm not going to be using them during the career mode. Even though they're showing up, I'm not going to use them in the career mode. Okay. Nice tanks and stuff. Some air intakes and stuff. We won't need those straight away. RCS. RCS is good. Not critical, but good. What the hell is that? Oh, it's thermometer. And bigger thermometer. Various landing gear. Well, this gives me big tank and big engines, so I'm very, very happy to see that. Let's go ahead and get that. That's 90 science. So we've got various decoupling technologies. Aerodynamic stuff. SAS modules and RCS tanks. Let me consider how to spend my science wisely. Okay, having SAS and RCS might be useful, so let's go ahead and get that. This is jazz. Little tiny images and stuff. Landing gear's nice, but it's not really a critical thing to get now. Large decoupler would be nice. Well, I only have 11.5 science anyway, so okay. Well, that's enough for now. Well, I guess that's all for right now. Next time we will head off to Minmus to gather more science, and also, if possible, to also rescue Jebediah, who's out in orbit right now after his not completely successful moon mission. It was successful in terms of returning science. It was not successful in terms of returning Jebediah. So we will head off to our Minmus / rescuing Jebediah mission next time. And until next time, hasta la vista. Adios! Wah! 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 How you feeling, Jeb? Feeling okay? I wouldn't go without a parachute. I would, however, leave it to the last minute before fully deploying it. Let's see. There he goes. That mod works.